My name's Emily and welcome back to my station, my YouTube station, my fake show here on YouTube. If you are new around here, welcome. And by the way, link and subscribe and like. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my future content, because guess what? My content is a lot of fun. Today, we are going to talk scrapbooking, specifically baby scrapbooks. Actually, it's not even specific. Here's the deal. Scrapbooking tips and tricks work across the board. I don't care if you guys are doing a vacation scrapbook, a baby scrapbook, a marriage scrapbook, all of the scrapbooks, you guys can use the same tips and tricks everywhere. But one of you guys asked for baby inspiration, so that's what we're gonna focus on today, you guys. Before you see a scrapbook page. I think this is out of Brady's baby book. There he is. He's 14 right now, and the kid holding him is now 20. So I made this page a long time ago, but I will tell you guys, I still do a lot of the same techniques today. Why? Because I just really like them and I think that they're cute. Okay, first of all, you guys, I'm gonna talk about a couple of the different supplies and tools that I use when I scrapbook, things that I feel like are kind of a necessity. Everything is gonna be linked below. So if you hear me talking about something, say a scissors, and you're like, where did Emily get that precision tip scissors? Guess what? Check below, there's a link. You're welcome, you guys. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you out and make things easy for you. Life needs to be easy. And I mean, if I can make your crafting life easy, how awesome is that, right? So when it comes to scrapbooks, especially baby scrapbooks, you guys are gonna go into a craft store and you are going to be blown away by the amount of baby papers and baby embellishments. Refrain from buying all of the things. You don't need all of it, you guys. You just need a little bit. Trust me when I say that. So this page, for example, we've got some pattern paper. We've got an embellishment. Do you know where he came from, you guys? Came from a children's book. Honestly, keep your eyes peeled at garage sales, keep your eyes peeled at thrift stores, because if you find a children's book where you really like the illustrations, you might want to consider buying it to cut it apart and use on your paper crafting. So there's one idea for you. Another, you guys, and you know this about me, I use vintage cards all the time. You're looking at the graphic, you're looking at the picture, and you're like, okay, this is really gonna work with the vision that I have in my head. You're trying to execute the vision onto your scrapbooking page. Also, pattern paper. Don't look at this as just the backdrop, the canvas for your scrapbooking page. You guys can cut out these animals. You can rip it like I did the hearts. You see the hearts on the bottom? I ripped it, I layered. Do all of the things with these, you guys. Also, the cool thing about scrapbook paper, this is crazy. I will buy a scrapbook paper because one of the sides I am in love with. Do you know what happens to me 80% of the time? I use the other side. Scrapbook paper, a lot of it is double-sided, which is really cool because a lot of the times both patterns work together, they coordinate. You can use them both on one single sheet. A lot of times I'll just take a piece of white cardstock as my canvas and I'll layer papers like this on top of it. Why? White paper is a lot cheaper than this. You're gonna wanna stretch your dollar whenever you can when it comes to paper crafting, because if you go and buy all of the embellishments and all of the things, you may end up spending a small fortune. I'm just saying, you guys are gonna want a really nice precision tip scissors. This is my all-time favorite. I have been using this identical scissors for years. I think this has been in my stash for like 10 years. I am not even kidding you. I will link this exact scissors below. Sometimes the handle is red, sometimes the handle is black. The bottom line is they're sharp. The tip is really nice. And do you see how the handle is squishy? That means it's comfortable, you guys. Plus I love, well, my hands, I don't know, maybe my hands are small, but I love that I can fit 4 fingers in the one side. It just gives me all the more maneuvering power. What word am I thinking of? I just had some Cheetos and I think that it's messing with my brain. Control, you guys. It gives me all of the control. So highly recommend this scissors. Adhesive, which you guys have heard me talk about many times before. Tape runner, because you're gonna wanna tape on all of the things. You guys don't have to cover the whole back with adhesive. Honestly, I usually just kind of do a square, maybe an X in the middle, and she's stuck on. Think about it, Brady is 14 years old. Everything is still adhesived onto my page. Glue dots, you guys, another thing that are really helpful, especially if you wanna add things like flowers or buttons or gems. So having glue dots in your stash, it's a smart thing to do, you guys. Stickles, really easy to add just a little bit of glimmer and glitz. You see how I kind of outlined my frame with a little Stickles. I made Stickles sunshine rays up here. This sunshine, by the way, I cut out of a piece of pattern paper, and then I added the Stickle rays. Think of this as like a collage project. Stickles, a really, really good thing to have on hand. They come in a ton of different colors. I should actually buy stock in silver stickles. I always have silver stickles on hand. I always have like a gunmetal situation on hand, and I always have gold. The other colors are just really, really fun to kind of incorporate. So you do you. Everybody crafts differently, which is why craft supplies are so much fun, because there is an array out there, you guys. You guys will find a little bit of everything. Finally, the biggest thing I want to talk about today, doodling pens. You guys are gonna want a really, really nice set of doodling pens. I have bought so many, not even kidding, over the years, because I'm always looking for that set, my go-to set. The set that when I am traveling, doing my scrapbooking, and when I say traveling, I say that very loosely. I get in my car and I drive about 3 hours and join my friends and I scrapbook for the weekend, but I still need to bring pens with me. This set I recently found, love them. So I think this is the bold set. I also bought the brights. I love it because they do come in this little case. Do you see that? Pens stay put. They are triangular in shape. Can you see that right there? They're triangle, you guys, which means my grip, I have a lot of control over my pen. And how do people show tips? I am not a beauty blogger. You know when they show their makeup brush and they're like, see the brush? Do you see that? Well, I don't even know if this works. Do you see the tip? Do you see it? Do I have Cheetos on my hand? I might. Literally just was downing a bag of Cheetos in the car. I hadn't had lunch yet. And I was like, these look really, really good. Focus, you guys! These pens, worth every penny. Love them so much. The reason why, you guys, you want a good doodling pen is because, especially in your baby book, you guys are gonna do a lot of doodling and a lot of journaling. And before you beat me up with saying, I don't wanna journal, I'm gonna use a computer, don't do it. Don't do it, you guys, because your handwriting is special. Your handwriting is yours and nobody else's. And I promise you that someday, when you're maybe not able to handwrite, or that's all your family has left is the handwriting that you journaled in their baby book, they're gonna appreciate it so, so much. Don't get caught up about if your handwriting is beautiful or not, because it's yours and it is your gift that you're putting into your child's baby book or vacation book or whatever book that you happen to be making. So, a couple ideas for you guys. I wanted to do some journaling blocks. I don't wanna write out a whole story. I've done it before. I'll show you a couple examples of things that I've done, but I just wanted to do like a couple dates. Like maybe it's Brady's first snow, Brady's first Christmas, Brady's first whatever it happens to be. Like this one, December 1st, he needed an afternoon bottle. It's not a whole big long story. It's not like a whole stop the world, Brady needed an afternoon bottle, but it was something that I wanted to remember as a mom, and I wanted it inside of his baby book. So I found a piece of pattern paper. It had all these clouds all over it. I cut out the clouds with my precision scissors. I'm telling you guys, I told you guys the things that you need in your stash. This is one of them. You're gonna reach for this all the time. And then all I did, you guys, is I just wrote a couple of the little things, like November 30th, he pooped 2 times today. Amazing! I want that in his baby book. I mean, I recorded everything, you guys. It's just a really fun way to kind of incorporate the journaling, get your handwriting in the book, and remember all of those special things. Also, this is really cool, you guys. If I completely messed up one of my clouds, I had a misspelling, I wrote the wrong thing, I just fumbled my words, guess what? I can throw it away and I can write it on another cloud. So by journaling this way and writing on a separate journaling block, having it look just the way that you want it to look, and then pasting it into your book, you're gonna just eliminate a lot of the headaches and anxiety that you might get in journaling in your scrapbook. This is a really fun way to border a picture. I do this all the time, you guys. Not rocket science. You're gonna take your picture and you're going to adhere it onto a piece of paper. It can be white paper. I do white a lot of times. It can be like a craft paper, which by the way, you can find at garage sales for dirt cheap all the time. It can be loose, like a loose leaf paper, a lined paper, graph paper. Okay, do you guys see these? These are all examples of papers that I found in free boxes or like for 10 cents at a garage sale. They work so well, and it really brings like a unique factor to your cards and your scrapbook pages because it looks old, it's vintagey, it writes really well. When you have the right doodling pens, I mean, I'm just saying. Take your picture, put it on a piece of paper, and then what you're gonna do, you guys, is you're just going to do a scalloped border around your picture. I know mine looks perfect. I've been doing this for a really long time, but sometimes mine doesn't look perfect. Do you know what I do? I rip off my picture, I retape it on another piece of paper, and I start again. Nobody's gonna know, you guys. Another thing I do you see how this is doubled? So I drew the border, and then I took my pen and I went around again, and I kind of made sure that I wasn't exactly on the lines. Those blank spaces, great for using things like Stickles or colored pencils. Add a little bit of color, add a little bit of shimmer. It's just gonna add interest and it's gonna make it look fancy. You guys want your pages to have a fancy factor, right? So what I'm gonna do, you guys, is I'm gonna show you a bunch of different baby scrapbook pages that I did. Take my ideas, run with them, get inspired. Hopefully it'll kind of get your brain moving in the crafting direction. And honestly, even though these were all pages out of my kids' baby books, know that you can take these ideas and these tips and these tricks and you can incorporate them into family vacation books, your kids' graduation book, your kids' school book, whatever it happens to be. That's the cool thing about scrapbooking. Every single page is different. Every single page is unique. And one of the biggest reasons why I love going scrapbooking and retreats and conventions and with my friends is because they're doing a project, I'm doing a project, and we're feeding off each other. We're getting ideas from each other. Back in the day, you guys, we called it scrap lifting, kind of like shoplifting, but scrap lifting. Like, I'm gonna steal that idea and kind of make it into my own. So, I mean, there you go. We're adding on to our vocabulary lesson, you guys. Hang on while I inspire you. Seriously, you guys, I hope this gave you a few ideas. I hope this kind of helped you get thinking in the right scrapbooking direction. I can't even tell you guys how excited I am that scrapbooking is like resurfacing, being reborn. I don't know if it's been reborn, you guys, but I just feel like it's kind of becoming a thing again, and I miss my scrapbooking days so much. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the party. I'm so glad that you guys were here, and let me know what else you guys want to see, because I mean, I don't know if you know this about me, but I have a lot of ideas. You're welcome.